Hey, what's up, guys? Ben from My Sports Stop here with Richie Donnell. Today we're going to be talking about the Denver Broncos draft class of 2017. How did John Elway do?
Yeah, I thought that John Elway did a really good job. He added some immediate help, a player that we both kind of thought they would go for. That was Garrett Bowles.
Yeah.
And I think when I saw that pick, I said, we finally got one right.
We did it.
We got one right. But another player that I really like, I left out of my top 10 defensive line once we joined the positions together. That was DeMarcus Walker from Florida State. This guy is just a machine when it comes to making plays in the backfield. But I think Denver could ultimately have the best draft when it comes to looking at that third day or later round picks.
Okay.
You talk about a weapon like Carlos Henderson, a guy that you really like, and D'Angelo Henderson. But then you also got to definitely take a look at Jake Butt and Chad Kelly.
Okay.
If even two or three of those guys pan out and make this roster or even end up starting, this is a huge win for them based on where they took these guys. Chad Kelly being Mr. Irrelevant,
right,
and Jake Butt obviously with the injury falling. But then you had Brandon Langley, who's getting added to the arguably the best secondary in the NFL, right there with Seattle.
Sure.
He gets to sit and wait. But they just added a bunch of talent along with their top two picks being possibly immediate starters.
Yeah, Bowles is going to be their left tackle of the future.
Right.
There's no question about that. And I don't think there was anybody who was saying, I don't like this pick.
Right.
Because Denver and Bowles have been pretty much connected since the combine.
Yeah.
So there was no shock there. I really like the Carlos Henderson pick. I think, as far as wide receivers go and slot receivers, everybody's been drooling over people like John Ross and Curtis Samuel, whereas Carlos Henderson, coming from a smaller school, didn't get as much attention, but he's right up there.
Yes, he is.
In my opinion. And Jake Butt is going to be somebody who might be sitting for a long time, and everybody's been saying if Jake Butt didn't get hurt, he might be the second tight end taken out of this draft, and I think they're right. And then going back to Chad Kelly being Mr. Irrelevant, if it wasn't for his off-the-field issues, he might be in the conversation right up there with Davis Webb, who went in the third round. But, people talk about with Chad Kelly, is John Elway just doing a favor for Jim Kelly?
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But best case scenario, he competes with Trevor Siemian and Paxton Lynch,
right?
Quarterback.
And when we look at drafts, you don't always necessarily look at draft grades. When you come back 3 or 4 years down the road, people always want to look at, well, was that first rounder a bust? Was that second rounder a bust? Things like that. So if Garrett Bowles and DeMarcus Walker pan out, Denver's already at a win. And like you said, adding those guys late, the Jake Butt, the Chad Kelly, and you said with the slot with Carlos Henderson, if even one of those guys pans out, John Elway looks like an absolute genius here. And Denver is a team that, 2 years ago, is coming off of a Super Bowl win, and they're just re-adding more talent to this roster. And for me, that's why I gave them a B+, because they added a lot of depth. Now, they did get the 2 immediate starters, which probably could bump them up to the A. But after that, it's just really about depth and hoping that either Chad Kelly and or Jake Butt pan out.
Yeah, I'm also going to give them a B+. And I think, getting DeMarcus Walker in the second round, that's somebody for Vance Joseph to kind of play with, make him his project. But then having Carlos Henderson and Isaiah McKenzie, those are two guys who can contribute immediately. And D'Angelo Henderson might not be up there with Booker and C.J. Anderson, but
and now Jamal Charles.
And now Jamal Charles, who just got signed, but he's somebody who I think can contribute on special teams.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to go to our website, mysportstop.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more original videos.